Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm back with another witchy video. So today I'm going to talk about ideas of things to put in your book of shadows. I feel like when I began getting into witchcraft, I had no idea where to begin. I had no idea what to research. I just didn't have a clue when it came to it all. And so this is a compiled list of loads of things you can research and look into and learn about. So hopefully there's some ideas here that will get you intrigued, you can learn about, and then you can potentially put it in your book of shadows. So yeah, let's get straight into the video. So first of all, I want to talk about a book of shadows versus a grimoire. So typically a book of shadows is where you put information to do with your witchcraft journey, all about you, anything obtaining to you, your beliefs, your correlations, anything at all to do with you, whereas a grimoire is just typically general witchcraft and witchy info. But obviously you can do what you want. You can write everything in your book of shadows, you can write everything in your grimoire, but some people like to keep those things quite separate. I just put everything in my book of shadows, everything at all, and it's just all together. So the first idea I've got is all about you, your beliefs, and your path. So there's so many different beliefs, so many different paths to look into within witchcraft and within being a witch. Are you solitary, or are you in a coven, a type of eclectic witch, or are you more drawn to one singular path? For example, with me, I'm an eclectic witch. I love cosmic witchcraft and I love cottage witchcraft. So therefore I'm an eclectic witch, and I'm also a solitary witch. I'm not in a coven. Get in depth into your types of witchcraft that you feel connected to, however many types there are. Write all about them. Write all about your paths, your beliefs, everything like that. And I think that's a great thing to start off in your book of shadows. Just explore and feel what you're connected to, and then just write all about that. And that's like the main thing to do with witchcraft, is what you're passionate about and what you'll be doing spells and rituals and potions and everything to do with. It will all be very much connected to your path. Another idea I've got for your book of shadows is to write all about the history of witchcraft and witches. Write all about the Salem witch trials, write about the Pendle witch trials, write about any trials that have gone on locally to you or in your country. Because I know the Salem witch trials are so popular, but there have been trials throughout history in a lot of countries, and so write all about that and learn about that. Learn about history and witchcraft, where witchcraft came from, where it began, where it originated, and explore and learn, because that's such an important thing to have at the beginning of your book of shadows as well, to know about the history and famous people, and that will help you learn and grow, and also make you feel more connected to the craft. Another good thing to write about is intention and intuition. Those are such important things, and basically the main thing when it comes to witchcraft. And so write about what intention means, and write about what intuition means. Write all about that and what that means for you. What does intention mean for you, and how can you show intention within your witchcraft? Another thing you can explore and learn about is the Wheel of the Year and the Sabbats. I love the Wheel of the Year, I love the Sabbats, and it's such a simple way to honour nature, honour the seasons, and feel very connected to it within your witchy path, and just feel very connected to Mother Earth. I think it's just really important, and you get to enjoy the seasons, have beautiful holidays, and explore those and celebrate. Another thing you can write about in your book of shadows, if you feel connected to doing it and if you want to do it, is how to cast a circle. All the different steps on how to cast a circle. I've got a video about that on my channel if you're interested. Do research on it, learn about what casting a circle means, find a way that works for you, and see if you can incorporate that into your witchcraft and your journey. And as well as that, you can write about just generally how to cast spells and what that means for you. Like I said, writing about intention and intuition, and just the basic steps that you need to do every single time you cast spells. For example, if it harms none, do it you will. The main things and the cornerstones basically within witchcraft are casting spells. So how to cleanse and enchant items, and there's so many different ways you can do that. Soul energy, lunar energy, incense, or just general smoke. All about cleansing and enchanting items is a really good one to write about, because I feel like that's such a simple way as well just to get into the witchcraft journey, on just cleansing items and feeling more connected to items. Another thing you can write about is spell ingredients and purposes. So you can write all about plants, their purposes, everything to do with plants, and your favourite ones. You don't have to write about every plant in the world, but you can write all about your favourite plants, or ones that have benefits that you will use a lot of. Write all about essential oils, their uses, their purposes, everything to do with essential oils. All about herbs is a great one as well, because people use them in witchcraft all the time. They have so many medicinal purposes, and a lot of people like to forage for herbs as well. Make sure things aren't poisonous, make sure they are safe to consume if you want to make a tea out of them or anything like that. But yes, herbs, and you can write about teas that you can make and their uses medicinally as well, and everything like that. You can write about the elements and their meanings: earth, air, fire, water, and the spirit. What do all those elements mean for you? What are all their connections, their correspondences? You also could write about ways you can honour nature and look after it. What can you do to help cycle more, look after wild animals, and just be more eco-friendly and just honour nature. Write all about the moon phases and the correspondences to do with them. Do you have special correspondences to do with any moon phases? And write all about that, and anything you particularly feel connected to. What is your favourite moon phase? Mine is the full moon, and I think that will be the same for a lot of people. You can obviously write all about the moon, how it cleanses, how it enchants, everything to do with the moon. And obviously you can do the same with the sun. If you are more of a solar witch, you can write all about the sun, its connection to the seasons and everything like that. Another thing you can write about is divination and how to do it, all the different types of divination. Do you read tea leaves? Do you prefer tarot? Do you prefer runes? There are so many different ways to do divination. So for example, in my book of shadows, I have written all about tarot cards. I absolutely love tarot cards, and I've written different ways to do spreads. For example, you can do a 3-card spread, whereas one is past, one is present, one is future. Write about your favourite types of divination and how to do it. You can write all about crystals and their properties. Whenever I connect a new one, I write all about it in my book of shadows. So if I'm like, I want something to do with anxiety today because I'm feeling particularly anxious, I will look in my book of shadows and be like, that one is great for it, and I will pick that one for the day. So I feel like it is great to write all about the crystals that you've got particularly, but maybe you want to write about the ones that you want to collect and their purposes, and ones that you feel like you need, and then you can slowly collect them over time, whatever works for you. Colour correspondences, they all represent for you, and I feel like colour is such an important thing, and you wear colour every day, whether it's your clothes, whether it's your makeup, whether it's something in your hair, you know, whether it's just the decor in your room. Like, colour is really important, and it really does, on a personal scale, reflect how you feel. So colour correspondences, write all about that and what each colour means for you. Write all about sigils and their meanings. So have a look online at all the different types of sigils. You can draw them all in your book of shadows and take your time and draw beautiful sigils, and then write next to them what they mean, what they represent. And so when you do magic, whether it's candle magic or just magic in general, and you end up a sigil on a piece of paper or sketching it into a candle, that will help your magic and boost your magic. And there are many ways where you can write your own sigils as well, and you can learn about that. But yeah, following on from that, write all about candle magic and generally how to do candle magic. And you can relate colours to different candles. You can relate to the essential oils you've written about as well to candles as well. Write some candle magic examples. Another thing you write about is ways you can incorporate magic into your kitchen and cooking magic, kitchen witchery, which is great when it comes to like writing about herbs, spells you can say to enchant your food, to bless your food, just brief little things you can say once you've cooked a meal or baked something, to just bless it and enchant it, like the simplest things ever. And you can write it yourself and prepare a meal and then say a brief little spell to enchant it or bless it, depending on what you want out of it. Maybe you've used a certain ingredient or a certain herb within your cooking for a particular outcome, so you could say a spell to do with that outcome. The next idea I've got is a really interesting one. So you could could write all about angels, ghosts and spirits, your beliefs to do with them. Do you believe in angels? Do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe in spirits or anything else? Have you had any encounters? What are your thoughts on it all? And just write about all of that. And you could even write if you feel like you live somewhere haunted, or if you are going to go somewhere where you feel like the energy is bad, you could write a little spell to protect yourself when you are in those more negative spaces. So write all about that. You could write all about gods and goddesses and their connections. Are there any gods or goddesses that you feel particularly connected to? What is the history on that god or goddesses? What is their story? What are they connected to? What are their correspondences? Why do you feel connected to them? And how can you incorporate them into your magic and your witchcraft? How can you honour them? Can you put a figurine of them on your altar? So write all about gods and goddesses and all about deities in general. Another thing you can write about is your ancestors, any ancestors that you can honour. Samhain is such a special holiday where you can honour your ancestors, so it's really good to learn about them. How can you honour them? Some people have dedicated altars just for their ancestors. Ancestors doesn't necessarily mean blood related. Some people are adopted, and so they might want to research into they've been adopted into, so their ancestors within that family. So look into your ancestors. It doesn't have to be blood related, and things that they loved and things that they enjoyed and ways you can enjoy those things as well. So yeah, look into your ancestors. A really fun thing you can look into as well is spirit animals, their meanings and the connections that each animal has. What animals are you connected to? Do you have a familiar? Write all about animals. I love cats. I can write all about them, what cats represent and what cats mean, and the history of cats within witchcraft. And there's so many different animals that have a history within witchcraft, so you can look into that. The last idea that I've got today for your Book of Shadows is all about the Fae. Do you believe in the Fae? Do you not believe in the Fae? You can write all about the history of the Fae, their correspondences, what they represent. Do you believe in them? Do you not believe in them? Where have they originated from? What are your thoughts on fairies? Have you ever had an encounter with a fairy? And write all about that. For all the ideas that I have got for today, let me know your thoughts, any ideas that you have maybe gathered from this video that you're going to write in your Book of Shadows, or at least explore and incorporate into your witchcraft journey. But yeah, I hope you liked this video. Please give it a like if you liked it. Let me know any other types of witchy videos you would like to see, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!